He's the captain for Pakistan.
One link.
What a fantastic career it's been. Strike rate, impressive. Average, don't even have to mention. At 1300s in 80 games, it's a pretty good strike rate. Getting over the line. It's been these three people at the top of the order, JP, that have really made the big contributions in the series so far. Couldn't ask for a better tackle coming to the crease. Just one down after 21 overs.
Batters. Which brought about a few changes.
Short one if he gets to try.
It's amazing as an off spinner when you're bowling there. What I like about the as you mentioned, too many boundaries through that offside. There we go. That's what he was afraid of. And he darts it in to finish the over.
He's done a good job. He's in a bit of a roll. 4.5 overs. He's just gone for the 13 and frees up that boundary option. Wasn't too bad delivery, maybe a foot outside the off stump. He might have also been a little bit.
With the two spinners. He's for him.
Not ideal, but he does get away with it. Really just a bit of a misfield, and they're going back for the second. This could be tight.
Good Andy, good Andy.
So decent over for Pakistan, 6 runs from it. 1 to 9 for 1.
Flicks that away, he goes to 11. Full record. The last 28 innings that he's played at the international one-day level, he's got double figures. One person who's done it for an innings more, 29, Joe Miranda. His next one-day international, he gets to tear right until the 50th over.
Let's go, Sochi, let's go.
Brilliantly played. He's so aware of where the gap is, and he's just looking for that little bit of width from Markram, and he wants to free up. It's almost like it's in his brain that he's looking for that width, and if he sees it, he's going to just run it into that area. Brilliantly played.
Yeah, we talk about width, and the reality is it's not actually that wide. We're talking about the 5th stump line, but it's the angle that creates that opportunity for him. Mentioned to see if we're going to see a change.
Played it. Get back comfortably for the second. That is the gap where there's no protection for Markram. Occasion. Start of the day's play, someone went to go and put a helmet in there, and they picked it up.
I think to become a force in ODI cricket, in T20 cricket also, I think.
That's what's missing from the South African lineup, but you're right, Ramiz. So it'll be a huge performance if they get up today. 30 overs, Sapamla again. South Africa, by the way, just to let you know, in the first innings of the Wanderers were 169 for 1. It was, didn't get all of it, straight down the ground. What a platform this is. Sweeper in position. Now they should be able to come back. Oh, they should have come back, I reckon.
The natural angle against the left armour is away towards the leg side.
It's a bit of a long hop, and that's been smashed for 4. One bounce just inside the rope.
Yeah, things not working up nicely here for South Africa. They're under the cosh. Half tracker should have been put away for 4, so it'll be just a touch disappointed. But nevertheless, 4 and 6 runs so far of the first 3 balls.
Devlin is doing some work out.
Ball, John. Ball, John. Yarlage, dog.
Miller's not here. Yeah. It's here.
Go down, please, go down. I didn't distract.
I think consistently. A turn for Maharaj, who's done a
What
pretty.
he has to do, Bavuma, is to look calm. Body language is the key player here. There's no point fidgeting and fretting over what has transpired. So what? Because that 193 was a marathon run.
There because not happy with himself. It's a shot. That is a shot and a half. You think you can get there, you think it's not quite timed well enough, and you're chasing and chasing and chasing, and it's just getting further and further away from you.
That's another guy that they need to make sure that they don't let him loose, because he can hit you as well. He's got tons of shots that he can play. Pressure. Make it easy. Any batsman.
To it, got out his crease.
Ball, Geshe.
This is one of the line of the ball. But that brings the sleep up again. 215 for 3.
Strike. They gave Pakistan a very good start. 0.25. Failed it. Yeah, bold. Pace off. Go back of your head. Yeah, just like that. Nothing too.
Got one. It'll be nice to see another maiden.
Handers. Nobody there. Nobody there. Barber picking his gap, and away it goes for 4. Top player, Babar Azam. Yeah, it's a good little bit with those few wickets. And now have to make sure again that they don't waste. And you just see a semblance of trying to take back. So we'll be well aware of what ought to happen and just how to do it. Notches up another milestone, Babar Azam. A half century to this quite special player, 50 from 55 balls. And it is him who must lead them to what he believes is a good score.
Prize, all you need to do, if I have to be the one who has to go.
Oh!
Beautiful ball.
Watch their speed! September 2020. 2020 it was.
Much. John Smart continue from the river.
John.
That's a great shot.
Polyvern and Hayes, they're ready.
Ball, John.
Yeah, as ready as Babar Azam. How well has he played this one? He's ready to put the pedal down now. He's thinking, where can he get his team to?
Be there right at the end.
Always a slight risk, question. He's hoping if that one gets away with a single, it does.
I'll tell.
As he mentioned earlier, Babar Azam is going to be the key.
Yeah, Andy, now you show your arm, son.
Known as a massively big hitter of the Kookaburra with regards to sixes. It's disappointing allowing him to get back on strike. See that there hasn't been those big overs. A lot of nines, just the 116 and then 112 for 10 overs.
Oh, John.
Another good over, just far from it. 255 for 5.
There's a bit of swinging of bats and kicking of boots kept Babar Azam on strike, and then he just played a dot ball at the end, and he was swinging his bat in frustration at the end there. So he clearly wants to get back on strike. So they have really made a mess of this. They were going at 330 without any doubt whatsoever at one stage. Babar Azam just played a dot ball at the end of the last ball of the previous over, and you'll see his frustration as well.
Happy?
I think
Sums up the way they've played in the last 45 minutes.
he wants to play with freedom, doesn't he? He feels like he can't. Got him on strike now. Will he decide to take a risk?
Lovely
No.
stuff.
Just picks out Temba Bavuma in extra cover, so that's good from Markham. There'll be a lot of thought process going into what he wants to do to Babar Azam. I think he wants to really
Keep going, keep going,
try and
keep
manipulate
going.
things. Change of field again, so
You're
3
happy.
behind square on the offside. Extra protection and extra cover. Oh, and he gets away with one. Bavuma's hands are ringing
Yeah, not a bad
after that
ball,
ball
so
made
good
contact with him. Maybe the muzzle is having a bit of an effect, just slipping out the hand a touch. It's a bit of a freebie, almost waist high.
Wow. Big arm, big arm.
Gets away with a single here, he'd be really chuffed.
Yeah, big arm. Lovely, still.
Don't lie at this stage.
Lovely.
Very impressive. I reckon that number 11 felt. Definitely looking for the second there. Touches and decides to come. It's the bigger boundary. Although it's a strong arm from the boundary from Aidan Markham, home comfortably. Dragged away again, and thoughts will just be on a single, so that Babar Azam will keep the strike. Markham dragged away, and just the single.
Holly with his wide Yorkers.
And eventually comes too straight, and a bit of an expletive that comes out because he knows that was not what he wanted to do. He's got it too straight. That was the risk. Shorter boundary, and the length was just perfect. Eventually, Babar Azam gets one into the slot, and out the ground it goes. So that'll give him a nice boost as we head into the last 2 overs.
As I was praising him for bowling those wide Yorkers, he's meant to go straighter and also miss his length. That's something that Babar Azam was waiting for.
It doesn't even matter what happens off this last delivery. It's been a fantastic effort from Markham. Opened the bowling for South Africa today. For him to have got through his 10 overs, overs 2 for 48 is a really good effort, and I'm sure Temba Bavuma it's dragged away, just be a single. Unbelievable. And you can see Babar Azam's gone onto outside off stump and middled it. As I said, it was going to be difficult. It's the slower delivery, but it's a drag down, and this is a brilliant finish to the innings for Pakistan.
As we look at the fielding, we're talking about that slow ball. Babar Azam set himself early, pick up the length. That's a really good blow all the way onto the bank for 6.
Is Babar Azam still thinking of 100, Hayes?
I was telling you blokes that they get 330.
Aren't too convinced. About 4 overs ago, Hazy.
See how Babar Azam got into position early. went outside the off stump, and then as the delivery was about to be delivered, jumped further out, and that's the partnership they were after. That's what's done the damage. 51 of 19. So he's the main contributor. 31 of 10. 5 balls to go. Snelly's looking like he wants to come back for 2, but I think secretly he preferred to stay on strike. Oh, the slower delivery dragged down again, and that's way back. Andile Petlakwayo goes to the ground. I don't know if he slipped just a touch, but it's still on the cards for Babar Azam to get to 3 figures. 10 of 2 deliveries.
Babar Azam again. Slow ball from Andile Petlakwayo. Sets himself, he picks it. That's out the middle of the bat, and that's out the ground.
You do feel for Petlakwayo. It is such a tough ask to have not bowled for 20-odd overs and then have to come back in, and it's the last over. Very difficult one to adjust to.
How's the noise that when Babar Azam plays a shot like that, how's the noise it makes off his bat? It's just a different noise. What a strike that was.
Gets the thick edge, and there's 4 of them. So it's still on the cards. The last delivery needs to be a maximum. And the good scoring rate in these last 2 overs continues. It's just been phenomenal. (43 of 11 deliveries).
Andile Petlakwayo going for the Yorker, misses it. Thickest outside edge. Third man being up in a ring. Make its way down to the third man boundary for 4. It's 1 blow away. Polly, you reckon he's getting it?
Oh, I think he'd be odds on. You're on century watch. 320 for 6. Last delivery. Up, and is it enough? No, it's not going to be, and it's taken in the outfield. So probably 3 or 4 meters short, but thoroughly deserving of the applause he will get as he makes his way off the ground. It's not the century he would have been after, but 94 of 82 deliveries, and coupled with the performance of 32 of 11 from Hassan Ali, this has been spectacular from Pakistan. A really good way to finish the innings. They've got themselves to 320, and that's a really competitive score on the surface.
Partnership of 63 in 4 overs. How's that for some serious batting? Babar Azam goes for 94. Again, he's put on a treat. 320 for 7 is the end. He's disappointed with himself. He wanted those 3 figures.
Yeah, he's gone inside out. Babar Azam didn't manage to catch all of it. It's a good catch by Verreynne out in the deep.
His eyes probably would have lit up. It was almost the kind of delivery, and once he got down on that one knee, just needed to get a bit better contact to take it all the way. So close. You can see the frustration. Slight disappointment for him, but I think he'll be a lot happier than he was 8 or so